Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Fran and this is Journal with Fran. Today we are doing a swatch with me video with yet again more ink samples from Vanness pen shop. So I actually picked these samples up along with my previous order when I was doing the brown inks exploration to find an ink for my TWSBI Eco Espresso, but I decided to put these inks aside to do separately in their own video because there's not really rhyme or reason to the whole bunch, so I figured this would just be a nice little ink haul video. I love ink samples. It just gives me the financial versatility to try as many ink colors as I want, and for Vanness pens, they give 4 mLs of ink, which is more than enough to ink a pen at least 2 or 3 times, as well as do some fun swatching. So that's why I really love shopping from the Vanness pen shop. Alright, so the first ink for today is a Pilot Iroshizuku ink called Chikurin, and this translates, or Chikurin translates to bamboo forest, and this is the description on the listing. It says, the backdrop of a bamboo forest is one of the most iconic of Japanese nature. This green calls to mind the inviting touch of wind flowing through the stalks of a bamboo forest. This is an ink made in Japan, Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's a pale green color with some medium shading. It's got a pretty average ink flow, and again, no sheen, no shimmer. I do like some sheening. I'm a bigger fan of just shading in general, and then of course, because my nibs are on the finer side, I try to steer clear of a lot of shimmers, but you know, every now and then I'll get something with shimmer, but I think today pretty much no shimmer. All right, so that's the first ink for today. Really love Pilot Iroshizuku inks, and I love this bright green. I think it's a great color for spring, so we might see this in a pen in the next few months. This next ink is also from Pilot Iroshizuku. This one is called Shinkai, which translates to deep sea, and the description reads, this blue evokes the deep ocean, its primeval life source untouched by the rays of the sun. So this ink is a medium, it says blue-black with some medium shading and some red sheen when used on Tomoe River paper, which is the paper I'm using today. And again, this one has a wetter flow than the Chikurin. As you can see, it's like coming up super, super blue and super wet. Again, medium shading, a little red sheen, and then again, no shimmer. This ink is so interesting because when it's wet, it looks like just the bluish blue, like a blues blue. But when it dries, it has a bit of like a grayish blue to it, which I really like. So we'll have to look at that at the end of the video when everything dries and I do a close-up. But on to these next 4 inks. So these 4 inks are all in the pink family, and again, I am just struggling to find a pink ink that I really like, and I think the biggest problem for me is that a lot of my fountain pens are in finer nib sizes, so some pinks just don't come off as saturated as I want it to. And then if it is coming off saturated, it's like a dark pink or a coral pink, and I just really want like a pink, like a bubblegum pink that comes off saturated, pigmented, whatever you want to say. And I'm struggling with that when it comes to my pink pens, because my pink pens are in like a Sailor Fine, Sailor Medium Fine, so they're pretty thin. Anyways, this first pink ink is from the Octopus brand, and it's called Cherry Blossom. This is from their pastel collection, and it's a pale cotton candy pink, dries in 30 seconds in a medium nib. Again, as I've shared in a previous video, Octopus is a German brand, and I actually really like it. I feel like these brands are like super, or not this brand, this ink is super saturated. It's got an average ink flow, no shading, no sheen, no shimmer. So just that pure pale pink. This next ink is also from Octopus. It is called Pink Alpaca. And ooh, this has a fancier description on the website. It says, experience the smooth and precise flow of Octopus Pink Alpaca. This unique ink dries quickly and is perfect for daily use in fountain pens. Plus is smudge proof, and waterproof properties make it a favorite among artists and writers alike. Oh, so this is probably one of my first water resistant inks. So I think that's probably why it comes off like way more pigmented. It came off also very thick off my nib. So I didn't enjoy writing with it when I dipped it, but now that I'm reading the properties, that makes sense. It's definitely a more saturated pink, but I guess maybe the pinks that I'm looking for are waterproof. I don't know, or water resistant. Anyways, enough of me externally processing. This next pink ink is a Kobe ink. It's Kobe number 71, Ikuta Rivers Cherry Blossom. And this is a pale bubblegum pink with low shading. Kobe ink is made in Japan. And this ink is inspired by a river in the south of the JR Shin-Kobe station in Japan. This station is the gateway to Kobe. Upstream of the Ikuta River is the Nunobiki waterfall. Also on the riverside is a place famous for their cherry blossoms. Excuse me. Please feel the cherry blossoms blowing in the wind by this ink. Okay, so that was very descriptive. I think the one thing about Japanese inks that I love is that when they name their inks, it comes with a lot of like descriptive imagery as to why they named that ink. And so I always think that's fun with Japanese inks. So this is on the drier side of ink flow. Very low shading, and again, no sheen, no shimmer, and just medium water resistant, so I wouldn't say this is a waterproof ink. But I do only have one Kobe ink, and it's like a very, very dark purple, like almost like a black purple. So it's kind of nice to try out a Kobe ink that's on the brighter side of colors. All right, and this last ink for today, this is from Wearingeul, and it's called Floating Cloud. And now Wearingeul is a Korean brand, and I'm reading on the product listing that this product is being discontinued. So Floating Cloud, this might be the last chance I get to try it out. So I'm gonna have to try this out soon, because if I do like this pink, I'm gonna want to grab a bottle. But anyways, per the website description, it says, feel the beauty of the setting sun and enchanted clouds with Wearingeul's Floating Cloud ink. This pale bubblegum pink dries in 60 seconds, has low shading, producing a special color separation effect. Made in Korea, this dry flow ink is perfect for creating unique works of art. So there you go. No sheening, no shimmer. Very low water resistance, but I actually think that this pink is my favorite of the whole bunch. And so here's a little close-up. Going back up to Pilot Iroshizuku Shinkai, hopefully you can see that it dried not as bright blue as it was when it was wet. And so I really like this blue color, and I might consider getting a bottle of it. I will probably have to compare it to the other Pilot Iroshizuku blue inks, because I think Tsukio might be my other favorite blue ink, so I'm going to have to compare them and figure out which one I want a bottle of. But anyways, that's it for today, my friends. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorite ink was. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye!